Hey guys, it is Mike from WeagerTech.com. Today I'm making a tutorial for Wild Academy subscribers. And if you have not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button on this channel, and you can also subscribe to my videos by clicking the link down in the description below. Today is video number 2 in a tutorial series on GIMP. And today we are going to be showing you how to create a simple floating logo all with GIMP. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, obviously we're going to open GIMP, but once we have that done, we're going to go to File, New, and we're going to create a new project. And really you can create any width and height that you wish. I'm going to go with the simple 640 by 400. If you go with advanced options, just make sure that foreground color is turned on. And so we're going to click OK. And so now we have our canvas here that we're going to start with. But the first thing we're going to do is create the text of our logo. So we're going to go over here, we're going to click on this text button. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to create a text box in this new canvas. So now we can do that. Let's click and make a big text box. And as you can see, I can't see all my options up here. So sometimes you just have to click and make this canvas a little bit bigger. And now you can see I can see all my options. So I have my font set. If you want to change your font, you could click here. Size, I'm just going to tap 150. Really, you can do whatever you want. And so we can see the text, let's change this color real quick to white. So if we go in our color selector, and just click white right here. Now we can start to type. So I'm just going to do my name. And that looks great to me. That looks fine. So now that we have the text, we need to make an actual layer with the text in it. So I haven't explained layers to you guys yet, but over here, if you look to the right, you have layers. And if you think of them as layers when you're building a scrapbook page. So we have the background layer, and now we just added text on top. And everything, as you start to add more and more layers, the top is the most visible, just like it would be on a sheet of paper, and the background is going to be the least visible. So if you cover the background up, you're not going to be able to see it. So now we have these two layers. What we're going to do is we're going to right click on our text, and we're going to say new layer from visible. So it's right here, new from visible. And so now we have that text in an actual layer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a whole new layer to add some color in. So if you go down right here to this little document button, that creates a new layer. You can also go up here to layer, new layer. That works as well. It doesn't matter what we fill this one with, but it's just going to be the same exact size as our former layer, as our background layer. So we'll click OK. And now you can see our text disappeared. That's okay. If you guys remember on the right here on the layers, it is because we have a layer on top of our text, and that layer takes up the entire canvas so we can't see it. But that's okay. We'll change that in a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to add some color to this. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to Filters, and we are going to go to Render, and we are going to go to Clouds and Plasma, and we're just going to go with the standard. And so now that added some nice little color. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back, and we're going to add a little blur to our text. So if you click this little eye button so that we don't see that anymore, now we can see our text again. We're going to click on this layer, and we're going to go down to Filters, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and we'll just accept the settings it gives us. You can change those as well. And so now you can see it blurred that a little bit. It'll look a little bit nicer when you see what we do in the future. So now let's go back over and let's make sure we click on this top layer, the plasma layer we made, and we're going to turn it back on. Now turning it back on, it really is just if we can see it or not. So now that we've got that layer, now we're going to make sure show that the text can come through. We're going to go change that so we can see the text through this layer. So if we go to Filters, we're going down to Map, and we're going to go to Bump Map. So the bump map is going to, without getting too technical, allow that text to show through. But to do that, on this first setting right here where it says bump map, we need to change this down to our visible layer. So you'll see not the text. We have the text that says what I typed in. We want the visible one. And you can see right away that it starts to show right there. So we're going to hit OK. And so now we have this. And so now we can see our text, but it still doesn't look exactly how we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to right click on this layer again, and we're going to click Add Layer Mask. It's going to pop up over here, and we're going to make sure it's on white full opacity, and we're going to click Add. So now that we've added that in, that shouldn't have changed the looks of anything yet. But what we're going to do is we are going to go down and we're going to click on our visible layer. So make sure you go over here and click on the visible layer. We're going to go to Edit, Copy. We're going to click back up on this top layer, and we're going to add it back into that layer mask. So we're going to hit Edit, Paste. And so now you can see that is really what we wanted with our logo. We want it to kind of pop out, and we don't want all the other plasma, all the other color we want. We just want it on whatever background we want. And so this is really close to the finished product. The one thing that we can go in and do now is we want to click on this, the top layer. You see now we have a floating selection. We want to click that. We want to click anchor layer. So that just brings it down to make it an actual layer. So now the next thing, the final thing that we can do is, if we really want to do it, we can click back on this visible layer and we can click new layer. Click OK. And now we can fill this. Now that we have this layer, it's called layer number 1. We can fill this with any really color we want to make, if we don't want a black background. So let's say we want a, I don't know, let's say yellow. So let's click up here. We'll click yellow and we'll click OK. We're going to go over and click our little paintbrush, or our bucket fill button. We're going to, again, make sure we're clicked on layer 1, and we're just going to click fill. And so now it's on yellow. This was just a quick little tutorial. I know that doesn't look fantastic with the yellow. Obviously, you'd be changing your colors, but that essentially is how you create your finished product floating logo. The final step would be to go to File and go to Export. And you can export your file out that way, and you'll have a nice JPEG, PNG, whatever type of file you want. So that is it for creating a floating logo. Stay tuned for more tutorials on GIMP. Remember to follow Wild Academy, subscribe to them, and you will get all their videos. And again, my link is in the description, and you can also click on my face here to subscribe to me. And on my channel and on my website, what I do is I make a lot of other tech tutorial videos, and I also have a weekly live tech show called Open Mic Night where I give you guys tech news. So be sure to check that out. But until I see you guys again, tech on.